break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, each hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Wow. Well, here we are another week in the, wow, just another incredible week. Welcome to Sunday Late Night Culture. Normally, this is the part where I come out and I basically do a monologue, something that's humorous based on the events of this particular week. We already know what happened yesterday, and I don't know if it works because usually I include my thoughts on everything that happened in a humorous perspective and kind of foreshadow what we're likely to talk about during the show. And that's what I would normally do. It's just not what we're going to do tonight because after the events of yesterday, what seems that approach just seems somewhat inappropriate. So tonight only, while we're still here to find humor and the rationality in things throughout the show, I'm going to take a moment to share some thoughts I think are very important, and especially in light of what happened yesterday. I would suggest that anytime we're challenged with something, we take a moment in the days to come to just breathe, especially after you find something appalling or you hear something appalling or you see something appalling. Understand the motivations and the rationales behind the rhetoric and the vitriol that you're definitely going to hear. Realize that the mainstream media is probably the most corrupt, formerly trusted institution that has been pushing this divisiveness that almost destroyed the light on the hill, the truly last chance at freedom that the entire world has. And I don't say that lightly. And while it might sound like hyperbole, it seems that through greed and a need to control, we have been brought to this point in time. So, take that moment just to breathe and process what happens in the coming days. It will save you from a reactionary, knee-jerk moment that you may actually regret in the future. And I do mean that. Be thoughtful, retrospective, and upon conclusion, after all the consequences are taken into account, apply all of that to a decision in November when the leaders are selected. This actually may be your last chance to do so. And again, I don't think that's hyperbole. Now, with those moments of non-levity just past us, I assure you that we have a great show lined up for you tonight. The panel is ready to go, and it will continue to grow as the night goes on. And our whole goal tonight is to find the funny, starting with our first clip. Tox, are you ready? Roll the VTR.
I love it.
CultureCasino has arrived to tell us that Disney stock is down to below $97 a share.
How did you know that? That's exactly why I showed up. I saw that this was going to be your favorite day ever, Mike. I know you're a YouTuber, but you're very involved in Disney stock.
I am absolutely a YouTuber. Thank you for recognizing that, sir. CultureCasino. You sent me nothing, right? Yesterday at 10. Oh, uh-oh. I didn't send the link. I was talking about him and I didn't even send it. Here I was talking about him at the beginning of the show for not being here, and I just see my DMs and he says, "You do know that you..." Here, I'm going to show this. I'm going to show my DMs. I got to do this before Culture gets here, otherwise he'll laugh at me. Oh, Culture, I was talking about you earlier.
Oh, no.
You're supposed to act like you care.
Okay.
So here it says, here's yesterday, 8:36 a.m., 10 o'clock. Loki told me to send you this for tomorrow morning. Kisses and hugs, 10:07. 9:30. Do you know you sent me nothing, right? Oops. Okay, this is proof positive I am a YouTuber.
Thank you. Once again, thank you all. Hey, we've got a lot going on this last week, and, some of the stories out there might get missed, but I'm telling you this one that we're going to focus on first. Yeah, it's not going to be missed. There is some crazy stuff happening over at Disney. Obviously, everybody's seen the stuff with the, how do I put it? The OMG media clips and everything else. And while that definitely is true and that definitely is happening, something more important is actually happening. There was a huge hack done on Disney. The Slack server, which is all basically plain text messaging, absent a few pictures and things like that, and maybe some blueprints, project plans and stuff. There's been a lot out there to certainly talk about. What I find amazing, of course, is that with all that being said, this hack will be devastating to the company. It could destroy, well, not destroy, but it could certainly impair Disney to the point where a lot of people are going to have to go. I'm not kidding about that. There could be heads rolling for real. I mean, not in Minecraft YouTube, not actually literally, but figuratively. And I think that's probably a good thing. But we have some of the panel members I want to introduce, of course. I want to start first with my co-host, of course, Toxic Manflu. Hello, Tox. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Right.
Am I on screen? I
Yes,
know.
you. Well, wait.
What did I do
just
wrong?
talked to,
Did I press
it
the
was
wrong
me.
button?
No, it was me.
Okay.
It was my fault. And
Oh.
no, here's Tox, everybody. He is here with me. Of course, he's my Ed McMahon, and we have a very special guest panelist to start the show off with. And this is your cue.
Oh,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? Oh, that.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is fine. This
I
is
like
CC.
to wait and make you do it.
Okay, well that works fine. I mean, clearly.
Why am I in
it's-
this top corner?
I don't know. Let's put
I
CC
feel
up
so
there.
very. Let's put CC up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's
I like the back corner. It's my
Yeah.
space.
There we
that's-
go. Because
that's
he's in
what-
the back.
Yeah, some people like it in the back. Anyway.
Hey! Sorry. Hi-oh!
There you
we go.
Thank you. That's a little more Ed McMahon. But look, I want to say before we get to that subject, we do have some super chats and some membership gifts, and I want to always acknowledge those right up front in between every segment. So, folks, if you are interested in supporting the show, we will pick up all the super chats, all the member gifts, the whole 9 yards in between segments, like right now. Tox, did you get that together?
Which one?
The super chats, membership gifts.
Oh, yeah.
that's-
I've got all those. Those are all starred and ready for you.
All right. Well, let's do that then. First off, we got. There we go. Thank you, Scott Westbrook. Even before the stream started, almost an hour before the stream started, he gifted 5 Culture Casino
Thank you,
memberships.
Scott.
Thank you for that, Scott. Lots of people got those.
We'll give him some applause.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you
Very
very
good.
much
Thank
for
you,
that.
Scott. Scott's very
Or
supportive.
coming early.
Yeah, and he's very supportive of a lot of channels, so we appreciate him. These are the people who got these lovely memberships. We appreciate that they are now part of our family as our membership continues to grow, courtesy of many gifts and other people signing up of their own free accord. We've got a, what do they call it? A high roller stream coming up next weekend, along with another member stream. And I think I'm doing a joint member stream with Comix Division. Next week, we're going to watch a film with you. So that'll be a lot of fun.
You and Comics are going to do a joint on stream?
Yeah, we're going to do a joint stream together.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Easily misunderstood. Of course,
Sorry, my
not
fault.
misunderstood is the lovely Ruby Hoove, who
Thank
seems to do this like clockwork. Thank you for that.
Thank you,
Gifting
Ruby.
a Culture Casino membership. I appreciate it. Very generous, Ruby.
And Garuk.
Garuk. That's right.
John did
Jack.
ask you to give it to Himra and Unadulterated.
Indeed, John, and thank you for your support. I liked hanging out with you over on the Pro Show, and I love it when you're here, so we appreciate you. 6 is here. I haven't heard anything humorous from Culture in, I think 6.
Very long time.
It's been a while. Couldn't do it today. There wasn't a lot of mirth. Laughter is the best medicine. We have that coming up in while we're in short supply. No, now would not be a great time.
Sorry.
We weren't going the juvenile way tonight.
Sorry
so-
about that.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
you're fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Culture is going to be continue growing tonight. Oh my
That's
goodness,
what we hear.
the rooster. That's right,
It's a rooster.
rooster.
LDG.
LDG, what's up, Pickles? Thank you for your generous gift of 5 Culture Casino memberships. We appreciate it. Yes, you are amazing. Look at all these wonderful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
Naughty Monkey Oraf.
Hey,
That's
it's
pretty
been
good.
a minute. Yeah, I hope he enjoys that.
One Punch Man.
Tolkien fan. Love it. It's great.
Disney got hacked. I wonder who did that. Oh, we
I
don't know.
know.
We don't know.
They were some hacktivists, these artsy types.
Hacktivists. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
So they say.
Did it- What?
This show needs to get hacked.
What?
Oh, I would say.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Like,
we've got a
At
hack.
2E Clay.
We've got a hack on here. It's me. And I want to say thank you.
Oh, there it is.
That's right. I want to say thanks to Randall Orser all the way from Canada. Yeah, in our audience tonight. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you coming all the way from Canada. I watched Godzilla. Godzilla -1 again, and still can't believe that Japan can put out the quality for just $15 million. And Hollywood can't put out something 1/100th is good. There it is on the screen there. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it.
What do we got for him?
We don't. We need to make a. We need to make a Canadian.
Oh, I've got something,
thing.
but I don't know if you'd like it.
What do you got?
Pride Month is over, but your pigtails last forever.
Well,
did I see Tom there for a second?
Yeah, briefly. Yeah. I will say that I appreciate that you use the one that's beeped out because.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I thought I said that.
I made a clean one just for you.
Thank you. I thought that was only for Pride Month though, so you're going to need to. Put that in a. Put that.
There's
in
Pride year. You can play it anytime you want.
That fist comes up. There's one for every flavor of the rainbow that you can think of.
All right. Quick reminder, everybody. If you like what somebody sends as a super chat, those are words, sends in a super chat, you can hit the thumbs up button and thank them for their amazing gifts.
Yes, like them.
Speaking of gifties, we've had a lot of them. Thank you for all the lovely gifties. By the way, you now have a gifty emoji as part of your plan.
Really?
So thank you for that. Yeah, you can use it just like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. We got another super chat, and we got a member chat. We got one from John Coman. Well, let me get the super chat first. Here we go. For 5 CultureCasino cash. Thank you for that. Mexican Iron Man stars in Twisters. His co-star is Alf. I kill me. Will he survive? Probably not.
That's
but I
funny.
Hope he saw.
He won't.
I hope he saw what he needed to see. But John Coman comes back with his member chat. 3 months. Thank you for that support. John says, this isn't the link to your OnlyFans. No, it's not. And by the way, I'm not supposed to say those 2 words that close together. There you go. No, don't go there. I don't have one of those. I don't have any of those. Yeah, you can't say OF. You do not like it. They do not like green eggs and ham.
You have specific stuff for members.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do.
But they are not the only members are not the only thing that make up your fan base.
Oh, no. I appreciate the members. I have incredible fans. Everybody out there, all my subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you.
He is on Only Beard. That's
Only
right.
Beard is true. Yes, I do have an Only Beard account. And Only Elbows. I'm finally going to launch that one. So,
good.
Yeah, if you like the Only Elbows, I will give it to you. Anyway, we got to get to our first story because I already introduced it. Let's talk about it. Tox, it's ready to go. Yeah, so Disney did get hacked, and the Disney hack actually reveals that Disney shut down Jeremy Renner's app. It wasn't the online trolls that they claim. Now, this is a story we covered on WW Pro a little later in the show. If you stuck around to the end, you probably heard it, but it's interesting to me because not only is it the same playbook and rhetoric that we've been hearing about everything Disney now, it really does give you some insight into the way Disney operates. If they don't want to take responsibility for doing something bad, they blame you.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll go through this. It'll only take about 3 minutes. I caught this right when it got published. Matt McGloin basically dropped this, and I grabbed it, and then I sent it to Pro. Disney hack reveals Disney shut down Jeremy Renner app, not online trolls. Hacker group has dumped 1.1 terabytes. Somebody that I know is working on getting through all of those. Can't wait to see what they find. But here's a little bit of insight into the inner workings of Disney, where the company seemingly blamed fans for the shutdown of the popular Jeremy Renner official app. However, it appears it was Disney itself that demanded that Renner shut it down. True story. I'm not kidding. And look, if you think that's kind of poopy, you're right. It is. Very, very poopy. It is claimed that Disney has suffered a massive hack, revealing that Disney forced Renner to shut down that app, contrary to the initial blame played on online trolls 5 years ago. And this leak shows it was Disney's decision. This Null Budge group out there is the ones who grabbed everything out of Disney's Slack account, which basically is almost entirely in plain text, as I'm sure Tox understands. And I think they got almost all of the SQL, oh my gosh, fell out of my head.
What fell out of your head?
Database.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So almost 10,000 channels in total. Every message and file possible was dumped. Unreleased projects, raw images and code, some logins, links to internal API web pages, yikes, and more. So, yep. They
Sounds
say
like the Sony hack.
it is. It's very much like that. They say have fun sifting through it. There's a lot there. And this was the app. It was on the App Store. This is what used to exist. So what happened with the Renner app? Well, in 2019, the New York Times published an article, The Rise and Fall of the Jeremy Renner app, which was a real thing. The article says the online trolls ruined the app, which allowed the Avengers actor to connect with and monetize his superfans. That's not actually what happened. We'll get there in a moment. Online trolls have killed the Jeremy Renner official mobile app that was introduced more than 2 years ago as a gathering place for fans. You guessed it, Jeremy Renner. The article also lays the blame,
Oh, excuse me.
on Stefan Heck, a comedy writer in Vancouver who took responsibility for having obliterated it. He didn't need to do that because it's a total lie. And guess who was telling that lie or just repeating it? The New York Times. Anyway. So, yeah, the app's alerts made it seem as if any user's replies to a comment had come from Mr. Renner itself. Wow. That's crazy. So following having a...
So the AI Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it's one thing to say, hey, what you're talking about, that may be problematic. It's one thing to talk about that. It's another thing to make a statement as if you are that person as a corporation.
no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the app was shut down, and the Times wrote on Wednesday the app was killed, according to an in-app message from Mr. Renner, written in a font that mimics genuine handwriting. Here it is, which it's really just a font. And Disney shut down the app, according to the leaks. So, and this is a user on X who's been going through the leaks and says, "Oh, okay, so just going through these, and it's crazy." Disney forced Jeremy Renner to shut down the popular Renner app using a non-compete clause in his Marvel contract. That's how they shut him down. They forced him to shut it down.
Right.
So,
and they can do that. I mean, if you sign that non-compete,
yep.
It's just like most organizations now are saying you're at will work, which means there is no such thing as unions and any of that kind of stuff. And if you post something on social media and we don't like it, we will fire you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're signing away saying that that's okay. So it's like non-competes for everyday workers.
Yeah, true story. Internal messages show that they saw a legitimate threat to Disney Plus and possibly all other media as well, said ex-user stayed indoors. So apparently what happened is Renner was forced to shut down the app by Disney, but Disney and Renner spun the story to blame fans instead. Clearly, Renner's dev team could have fixed the app so the messages from him were clearly marked as coming from him. Instead, apparently Disney and Renner chose to blame fans and shut down the app. Pretty wild. Wow, this is a picture.
I think on the one hand, we've seen from the internet that people will take anything and misuse it, no matter what it is. So I'm not surprised if people misused his app. But I can also say that I feel like Disney has a point with the truth of the story. Like anything and everything is competing with Disney Plus. YouTube, this show is competing with Disney Plus because you're not watching Disney Plus right now. You're watching this show.
That's right. That's genius and accurate. And I think that oftentimes corporations get it wrong. This is definitely one of those times that the corporations are getting it wrong. I'm curious what the audience thinks, but all I know is that I'm tired of having the blame placed on fans. You guys don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. It's not truthful. And not only is it a tired element of the playbook, it's part of a broader psychological scheme called Davro. And it's been well used by the people who throw out, they throw, fire out at other people. And when somebody comes back on them with actual factual information. They go through a cycle to get to victimhood phase. And that's exactly what they're doing. In fact, the mainstream press did it in record time with the events that happened yesterday. I don't know. Do you think I'm wrong? You guys have any pushback to that? No?
No. So when you sign that non-compete, you're talking about millions of dollars and all that stuff and things from there.
Yeah.
You're giving away your right to be able to do those things for that money. It is a contract. So, as a civil libertarian, more of an individualist myself, you enter into a contract, you need to pay it, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of goes against one of the main things that they did when they formed this country was allow for bankruptcy to happen and not have a debtor's prison where you were thrown in prison.
Right.
But the contract goes both ways. If let's say a credit card debt. So I sign up a credit card. I'm going to have a credit card debt, all that stuff, things from there.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, okay, I lose my job, whatever, I can't pay for them. I'm going to file bankruptcy. So that contract goes both ways. They're giving me credit under this contract, saying that I can do this, but they're doing business in this country to where if I have too much, I can file for bankruptcy. So when they look at credit, if they give me $20,000 and this credit card gives me $50 and this one gives me $30, who's really at fault there? They're the ones taking a look at that, playing the risk percentages and rolling the dice. Yeah. So there's harm on both sides. So from this Disney standpoint, they put Jeremy Renner in films. If his films don't do well, they lose money and he still gets paid.
Right.
For that, he doesn't get to put out in a social area what might consider to be harmful for the company that's paying him and taking that risk.
Well, because he handed over his likeness. Now, one person I want to hear from on this has finally arrived. It is the great and powerful.
I want to hear from him.
I've been here for like 5 minutes, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I have the same producer you do, so figure it out.
Yeah, I blame him
He's
too.
dealing with a troll and not Wilton.
All right, that was fine.
What are my thoughts on this based off of what I heard? I had to agree with Talks. That's kind of one of the issues that when you work for a corporation, if you make them look bad or you say something they don't like, they can fire you. It's unfair. It's the reason why a lot of us are anonymous online when we go and speak our mind.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. I didn't realize that they shut it down because it was because of non-compete with Disney Plus, and they were blaming the fans. That's horseshit.
Yeah, truly. But do you expect anything less from Disney?
No, not in the slightest. I understand it as a company how you can stay in business and hate your customers, but it is what it is.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how you can stay in business either, but I know this. CC's
well, I mean, the part of them blaming the fans.
Yeah.
There were some good comments in the chat about that. I starred for you, Culture.
Oh, thank you.
About that from people there. But that never works.
No, it doesn't.
Which it never does.
I mean,
that's why Eric July's been successful, whether you think good of him or not. He's been successful because he is respectful of the customers and what they're willing to pay for.
I think at the end of the day, it's like if you do hate your fans, just shut up and pretend like you like them. That way you can make money off them. I mean, that's what it comes down to. These companies are in business to make money and obviously provide a product or a service in return for that money. And I'm not saying that you have to love everybody, right? I mean, but at the end of the day, when you're a large corporation, you're disconnected from people anyway.
Oh, yeah. And you're walled off. You're bubbled off.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if there's specificity here. I mean, was the app disparaging Disney in some way, or is it
was it because people were disparaging Disney?
Are we talking about competing with Disney? Because then he could be in a movie for a different company and that's competing with Disney too.
Right.
Is the idea that they completely own him for that contract?
I think they were probably saying that he could not use his likeness like that. That would have probably been what would have been in that contract. Like he had the ability as far as his non-compete to work with other companies as far as movies and television, but he couldn't do it, as any kind of promotion outside of those specific things. I mean, contracts can get awfully complicated. A contract law is complicated business, and Believe me,
Well, I mean, once upon a time when actors specifically worked for a studio, right? This is a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
it's like
the
when
old studio system. Yeah.
The old studio system. You signed up and you could only work for Paramount or Universal or whatever. That obviously is no longer the case. Maybe I have no idea what their contracts look now. It's a possibility that it's the reason why they reuse so many actors in their shows is because they, I guess in their own way, or maybe are doing their own version of the studio system now. I have no clue. Yeah. Again, I'm just speculating off of just kind of what we've been seeing at Disney. I mean, who knows?
No,
but Renner's. He's done films for other studios, right? Lately,
he has, and he's got that new television program as well that is doing really well. That was interrupted by his injury. Yeah. CC, you've been a little quiet. What do you think, bud?
I mean, if he does something that's well received, that should, for a different company, that should benefit Disney. I can understand that if he does something like Yeagley, Ben Affleck, that career destroying kind of thing, you can diminish your saleability with bad projects. But I'm just looking at this app as like, was this app somehow diminishing his his value? Were people going to buy less tickets because of this app? It seems like they would buy more tickets. It seems like it's something that's promoting him and making him more engaging his fans, right?
Oh, more.
Now, the Ben Affleck point, are you talking about the movie Geely or him and Jennifer Lopez?
Well, both, I would say, but...
Okay, all right, because he was pretty bad in Pearl Harbor, too. Pearl Harbor sucks,
but
I love you.
Yeah, he was great in the one movie about the autistic hitman.
Oh, The Accountant?
Yeah.
He was really good in that film. Yep. He played an autistic person. Awesome.
Yep, it was amazing.
So, he's also good as himself in Good Will Hunting.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I like how he was showing everybody how to go hunting. So yeah, great. Let's see what else is happening. We need to get to super chats. What do you think there, Tox? Bring our.
Oh, is that the point where I've got to do this again?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Where did we leave off?
Here
we go.
Right. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, for $5, SFXF 314 Sabretooth Raptor and his 5 Culture Casino cash comes in with Mexican Iron Man can bring along Toxic Man Flu and his cat. The question is, will Toxic Man Flu accept? He's busy with his Dennis the Menace problem. That's actually true.
There is no problem when it comes to Dennis the Menace. That kid's just effing annoying.
That's right.
It was those used to be. The Dennis the Menace stuff was in the the Sunday paper in what we call the funny papers.
Yeah.
Back in the day, in the newspapers, they'd have the whole cartoon set things from there. They even had
funny papers aren't funny.
Hold on. I got this for you.
I'm sure. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
They even had the soap operas.
Yeah.
In there, 3 and 4 panel soap operas. But Hagar the Horrible, he was funny.
Yeah, and they. One of the other cool things they also had was that particular comic strip turn into a television program. So there you go. And eventually a film.
And a movie.
Yeah.
It was awful. Kid was annoying. Well, Kid was annoying in the comics, Okay. Sorry.
Well, I appreciate it. I want to say thank you to SFX for contributing, and of course John Coleman for another 2 Culture Casino cash, which I appreciate. Says, was JR's app as leaky as Karen's Reed's balloon? Not.
Oh,
wow,
that's hardcore right there.
Wow,
John coming in hard.
Indeed,
that's what she said.
I just know that the app itself apparently would make it so it seemed like he was saying everything, according to that comedian. So that might not reflect well on Disney either.
Okay, that's some good context. Yeah. You could make him say some things.
Gina Carano was right.
No, there you go.
No, I mean, she is.
Yeah,
she is, but they could make him say that.
That's right. Speaking of
Hawkeye should always be a man.
That's true. Speaking of saying great things, Jedi Riff Magos just became a member. Thank you, and welcome to Rewards Club, my friend.
Let's get ready to member.
It's been a while, Riff. I hope you're doing well.
Rewards clubs for men.
That's right. Speaking of Rewards Club,
Ding, 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 ding.
Comix and I, as I mentioned before, are going to be doing a joint member stream. We're going to be watching Demolition Man together.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so you
Well,
can
wait a
hang out.
second. You guys actually got together in a meeting without me and made a decision.
Several.
All right,
And
hey,
actually
you
made a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, the reason why decisions were made is because you didn't show up.
I think that's actually true.
That's it. Yes,
It's actually true.
that's it. Because
Yeah.
you both were staring at each other going, our scapegoat isn't. It's like if Disney fans walked away, they wouldn't have anyone else to blame, huh?
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
There we go. I'm
and
funny.
Donovan Bradford was correct. That was very WWE of Disney. That's
I
their
love
only-
it when culture's trying to get to actual real things.
I am. It's my job. Disney's renowned for blame the potential consumers method. It always works out well. Empress NM, I don't know. Our good friend Dearest comes in and says, you can never hand over your likeness. That's bologna sausage. I agree with you. I don't think it should be allowed. I don't think it
That's where
should be
that
legal.
term came from. Oh,
Bologna sausage?
yeah.
Yeah. And Dave Cable rolls in and says, everything is not Disney's fault. To Disney.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
true.
100%.
So true.
Oh
It's
my
so true.
God.
We have a member chat out there in the world.
Did you see that?
Yeah. It's That 70s Rock Fan celebrating 39 months of membership. 39 months of membership.
He's been laying pipe with Culture Casino for
There
39
Hey, he's
months.
been hanging, indeed. It only seems like 38 and a half. It's been so good. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you. On that note, I'm having a lot of fun tonight. Hope you all are as well. Yeah, we got more. We got more. Somebody is interested in what's on the list other than Demolition Man. Well, that we didn't make any decisions on. Donovan Bradford, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we're going to be looking into what technology we'll be using to
To do it.
to do it.
Yep. Yeah. So you're gonna wanna check out how we do it and be part of it because I think it'll be a lot of fun. And
I had suggested Tulsa King because we've got a
that'd be
Paramount
great.
Plus thing, and he's coming out with that second season. When you do that, that's something I would like to be a part of
Yeah,
because
indeed.
I
You
can
are-
tell you about what's real and what's not.
You surely will be welcome, sir.
Because I told
Surely.
people that was my hometown, and I say that on Twitter. I say, "Oh, that's my hometown," and I got like 50 people saying explains a lot.
Wow.
I'm like, thanks,
Wow,
I appreciate that.
That we call that love. We call that love in the big.
Yeah, it's some kind of love.
Speaking of some kind of love, you missed the super chat talks.
I did.
Yeah,
Was it a super chat?
it's super duper chat.
I didn't miss it. I just didn't star it.
Okay.
Oh, now you got to look for it.
I got it. From LDG, Free the Net. What's up, my friend? For 5, Culture Casino Cash says, Super Chats. That's right, Super Chats, indeed.
We did them.
Yeah.
Did I do something wrong?
No, you did fine. I guided
Sure.
it. Yeah, I took care of it.
What?
As usual.
You know, I should.
As usual.
I-
Steph's abused keyboard says, we're already gone. And they're still blaming us. That's true. You realize that less than 3% of Disney's total subscriber base is watching The Acolyte. I say that stat a lot because it's fascinating to me. Yeah.
Yeah, Tina brings up a good point here. I'm in chat, sorry, and then I'll get to Donovan. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Lorena uses StreamYards for member stream. What will you be using? We noticed that StreamYards is now offering almost the exact same packages at the exact same prices as
Yeah.
EV Mux.
Yep.
With
just
the
not the
exact
same,
same stuff.
just not the same functionality yet, but I imagine
No,
they will.
they're getting
I
there.
think they're getting there. Yeah, I agree with you. Culture, are you in a button-down suit? I am. Yep.
Is it a one-piece suit or is it
No, it's
an actual suit?
no, it's a real suit. Yeah.
Is it a Zook suit?
No, I didn't feel like a riot tonight.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
You beat me to it. That's what I was building up to.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
man.
You're pretty predictable.
Will you be committing a riot in that suit?
Yes, no. What I will be doing is getting a new sports coat, so I'll have a wild thing, and I might wear a sports coat and a bowling shirt next Sunday. You don't know. I will. My goal is to eventually start looking like the Big Lebowski. I will be the DM.
So you just need a bathrobe and a wife beater and some
You've got the
shorts.
drunken stupor look down.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a very stupid.
Randall's right. It's a onesie.
Hey, what? Okay, so that was the deal for 50K, right? Was the onesie like a Canadian Bear?
No, the deal
onesie
for
or something like
50K was you doing you were waxing yourself.
that? I was not. That has never been a thing.
Yes.
That has never
Six
been a thing.
sent me something,
Uh-oh.
and I have proof. I have receipts.
That was
So
altered.
it's going to
I
be
assure
happening.
you. Yeah, Argentum says Tox has never done anything wrong.
True statement. That is a true
You
statement.
sure about that?
Mhm.
You sure about that?
I've
I wish I had
intended
that clip
everything.
right now. You
Intended
sure
everything.
about that? Guys, you can thumbs up those super chats like the one from Eclay for 10.
Clay.
10 Culture Casino cash. Some say you should support good movies from bad companies to encourage them to make more of the same. Others say boycott them completely and let them burn. Which do you believe? Also, you're gay.
That he is. You know
That's
what? That's $10. It's $20 is $20, right?
Yeah.
So let's do the Gary clip. I don't want to do that Gary clip.
Why?
No, you should never do the Gary clip.
You guys are big chickens.
No.
What?
Big chickens.
Here you go. This is for you, Eclay.
You got to answer the. Where's Tom?
I feel your pain, but I do.
You don't. You don't.
No, I do.
I doubt it. Okay, so let's answer this question, gentlemen. Let's start with you.
I
Comics.
doubt it. What?
Comics, answer the question.
Oh.
What's the question?
You know what? You should, for $10, you should read the super chat again. This time we'll pay attention to you.
I'm kidding. All right. Okay. I think that if a company is actually going out of the way to course correct and make something good, I do think you should support it. Terry Metalis is a good example of that. I know that season 3 of Picard is rather contentious with certain people. That's fine. I get that. But at the end of the day, if we just hate on everything and we don't praise Hollywood, I've said this before. Hollywood's kind of like a dog, right? It's a dog that shits on your carpet, and when the dog doesn't shit on your carpet for once, you give it a biscuit because you want to encourage the good behavior while punishing the bad. We can't just like nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Right.
Because if we just reinforce the fact that we're not going to watch anything and we're just going to give them shit if they don't course correct, then they're not going to course correct. They're just going to side with the people we don't like. So sure. I think we need to reward Hollywood and these companies with praise when they do something right, just like a dog that shits on your carpet, right? When it doesn't shit on your carpet. That's my take on it. I've said this, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
During Picard.
Yeah.
And it's the best way of handling it is saying, hey, okay, I get this is not perfect. It's a step in the right direction. And that's what we need to do with these companies.
Well, you guys like the Fall Guy, right?
Yeah, the Fall Guy was great. Yeah. Just take a look at how Bud Light has been bending over backwards to fix things, right? I mean, they fucked up. I mean, no, it wasn't Tractor Supply. No, it was Tractor Supply, right?
Tractor Supply.
They got called out. Yeah, they did an about face. We need to adopt the exact same tactics that these stupid SJWs are using when it comes to these corporations. We need to call them out on their bullshit, and when they do something right, we need to give them love bombs so they'll continue to do it. We want them to side with us rather than the opposition, and we won't get that if we just continue to shit on them, even when they do something right.
True story.
Well, it's just sad that you have to train them to believe that the customer's always right.
Yeah, I know. It's retarded,
Well,
but it is what it is,
we have
right?
to get them to recognize something that was an old adage in business 50 years ago.
Customer's always right.
Yeah.
Which is why, love him or hate him, Eric July's been successful.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have been critical of him. I don't understand why, but that's their opinion. Some people, calling out whatever's happening in the comics themselves, and I'm like, I still like them, so it's fine, but whatever. But at the same time, he's satisfying his customers. They love it. They're supporting him. He's supporting an entire staff of humanity.
Right.
So well done for him.
Well, I mean, if everyone liked the same storyline, there wouldn't have been so many different comics and so many different superheroes.
So true.
Right.
Right. I did read comic books.
I bet you
But
did.
it was the weird science stuff and Star Trek, Star Wars, and some stuff that was more military and things
Yeah, I
stuff
read
like that.
military comics. Yeah, I was going to mention.
Green Arrow and some Green Lantern. But Green Arrow, mostly stuff from there. Because I liked those characters and what they were doing. Wasn't a big Batman fan or all that stuff, and Spider Gay, whatever. And all that stuff.
Spider Gay.
Yeah, he was. But I didn't get into it. Others did, and that's perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
Getting in there. I don't disparage anybody that got in and loved those comics, did stuff. Valerian was probably my favorite comic.
Yeah, and then they did that movie to you.
Right.
Well, I mean, and the other thing too, it's like, back on Tox's point. I mean, this is like the beauty of like the comic book shop talk, right? When you go and you talk to people, and Tox would come in saying, "Oh, I hate Spider-Man. He's fucking gay," and people would get nerd fights, right? And it was fun, going back and forth. No, you're wrong because you're gay, not Spider-Man. Shit like that. Back and forth, blah 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 blah, whatever. And that's how it used to be, and that's what made the hobby fun.
Yeah. Was
us bickering back and forth with one another on like who's more powerful, who's stronger, Thor or Hulk, right? I mean, Hulk or Superman. These fucking fun debates that we have. I'm trying to remember who was having. Oh no, it was Epic Mike. He was having a great stream when they're going back and forth and talking about who's stronger, Goku or Superman. Stuff like that. Nerd wars.
Goku.
Shit.
It's always Goku.
You know who's stronger? Mrs. Flu. Mrs. Flu would take out all them bitches in the comics. All right, I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I hate to do this, but
I'm sorry. Did I swear on your channel?
Yeah.
After you swear already?
I didn't swear. I didn't say a swear.
Whatever.
I didn't. I said bologna sausage.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's bologna sausage.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it either.
Yeah, apparently, I look like the dude's rug. Thank you. Randall says Brazilian earwax or something. Quabin Dallas says the suit with a baseball hat. How very boys to men of you. Thank you. Very talented.
You know what we need now is you doing that yesterday song thing where you're like pouring Culture Casino Cristal or whatever.
Yeah.
On like somebody's grave.
Yeah. Yeah. We're so. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
I can sing.
Yeah, we know. All right, we get to some generous super chats. We got LDG with the big bucks coming in for $20. Make you holla. 20 Culture Cash says, I still love your toxic man flu. Well, I think
I love you too, LDG.
Yeah.
That was $20. So what am I going to play for $20? Oh, I know.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, the cock.
Culture, if you don't like them, you just go and delete them.
He'll just upload them again.
You just go and delete them again. I mean, that's what we used to do whenever Tox would play that stupid Feeding the Ducks song.
If I could find that, it would be on your channel in places you'd never find it.
Oh, I would find it. I have ways, sir.
Thank you very much, Pickles. You are a generous
Pickles
human.
is great.
And we love you. In fact, you get more generous in a moment, but I have to address this because between 1988 and 1989, Ministry released two incredible albums. The Land of, I have to say it this way, Grape.
The Land of Grape and Honey.
Yeah. Which had the probably most amazing song of the time, Stigmata. And then they followed that up with The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. And I was like, oh, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to listen to the best back-to-back album combos ever, if you're one of us, if you're one
You
of
listen
us,
to New Sports. And
I would argue Psalm 69 was their last good album. But I agree with you 100% that mine, both Land of Grape and Honey and Mine's a Terrible Thing Taster probably is peak Ministry.
I used to call it Land of Grape Jelly so that my parents would get pissed at me.
Yeah. No, but that. Yeah. If you're a Rivet head, you understand. If you're not.
Drummers matter. Sometimes overlooked, but
yes,
you change your drummer,
especially in that genre, right?
Buddy Rich.
No, you don't have drummers. You have drum machines. What do you need drummers for when you have drum machines?
That's why all modern music sucks.
You want to know why drum machines can never ever replace a drummer? Just watch anything from Buddy Rich. Tons of stuff from back in the day. There are people that still freak out looking at him, wondering how he goes so fast.
Well, but add that to the fact that there is a way that drummers can still keep tempo, but add syncopation, like to certain elements, and you're like, where, how did that fall in the? You're trying to figure it out. You're looking at the bar, going, looks impossible. How did you do that?
Start by not playing to a click track.
Yeah, well, no,
we're
they
getting
don't.
off on a whole other thing here, but
don't play to a chick track. Why would you use a chick track?
A click track.
I'm being a smart ass.
Yeah, tempo track. Metronome sound.
Metronome. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you out because I know you're not really up on the cool stuff with the music thing.
I like how Razorbean asked you two and absolutely doesn't ask me because I have no cred this way. But the guy who does have all the cred, nobody asks.
Oh, CC Karaoke? No, CC Karaoke is a musical genius.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, look, real quickly, he should.
Did I just attack the audience?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, you did.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Razorburn understands. This man here, the reason he's CC Karaoke is because he actually makes karaoke tracks, so he doesn't get claimed. Dude's a genius. Yeah.
They asked Billy Corgan what made the Smashing Pumpkins the Pumpkins, and he's like, well, we never played to click tracks. It was the ebb and the flow, the vibe of just like playing together as a band. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So tell us about your new album. And that new triple album they put out. Well, we played to a click track on all the tracks. We've been doing that for years now.
Oh, no. Wop, wop.
They are legit terrible.
They changed. There's no doubt about it. But anyway, no. And believe me, we were not disparaging you, our favorite rivet head out there. I do want to say this. Is Hollywood more like a dog or a cat? Oh, it's a cat. It's a feral, stankin' alley female cat. Anybody else?
I would say Hollywood's an ostrich because they constantly have their head in the ground, not paying attention to what's going around them. And they're playing to the trend, the last trend when they poked their head out to see what was going on.
I'd say Hollywood is like Comix Division, retarded.
Okay. Not sure I can push back on that, but what I will not ever push back on is the generosity.
Oh my God!
Of LDG Pickles.
It's what was the thing we came up with? It's gay if you push back. Or
it's only gay if
you push back.
Yeah.
If you push back.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But Pickles gives 20 Culture Casino memberships for those of you who just received those. You are incredible.
Incredible?
Yeah.
What is that, like a mixture of like Russian and French?
That was French. It was like I was a newfie. It's like a newfie French. I don't know. What do you think? Was I even closer, CC?
No. Newfies are their own kind of thing.
No.
It's like for that brief split second, I saw you. How do I make nice? I can't.
He's like, how do I be nice to the host?
Oh, no. That was just awful.
I can't do it.
It was awful. It was like me trying to do an accent. It's not good.
Once again, thank you, LDG. I appreciate your support.
LDG, thank you very much.
Yeah, we love you long time.
Cultures eats the money.
Stick. It's true. Stick with it. Yeah. This is expensive. I didn't realize expensive YouTube was. The Peter Venkman fan site.
It's the hookers.
Shh. Okay. The Peter Venkman fan site says, and now it's tourist activists calling you names. Yes. Yeah, you showed up here late. You're a tourist to my community, whether it be music or superhero films, comic books, television show. You are a tourist. You don't know what you're talking about. Whoa. Mrs.
Well, there's a little bit to the engagement farming, right? Because eventually, these people who are just trying to make money off of YouTube and things like that, there's only so much. There's only so many people interested in Disney. Okay, it's a large group, but there's only so many people, and the way that they're doing stuff, it's shrinking. So they're having to engage and get out and do something else, right?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, you don't think they just jumped in a cold pool?
Shrinkage.
There you go.
Well, the Acolyte, that was the phoniest of all phone ends. I'm just gonna say the Acolyte.
Okay.
That was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And
did I miss your joke? I'm sorry.
It was fine. I'm
trying to be.
You are being magnanimous right now. Acknowledging
These people don't understand how hard it is to try and complete jokes that aren't funny. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome one says that Mrs. Flu throws meat. I've seen it.
I've been permanently deformed from that.
I doubt it.
No, he sent pictures. It's pretty bad.
What are you, Palpatine? Anyway, Argentum says Epic Mike had a meltdown over the Batman versus Superman argument. It was hilarious. Well, I can understand that because anybody thinks that Batman can beat Superman without kryptonite, you are not playing with a full deck. So
that's pretty strong words.
Agreed.
Well, you know what's stronger is hate. Hate is a strong word, but I really, really, really don't like you. Anyway, that's a song.
Actually, you know, was it Brandon Morse that had an article about bring back the word hate?
Oh, shame.
Shame.
Bring back shame. Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing too, it's like when we talk about like emotions, like hate is a perfectly justifiable emotion. You're allowed to hate things.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing that most people don't understand.
Child
Canada
trafficking.
doesn't do
I
hate.
hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. If people who contribute in that do all that stuff, if you don't hate them, then I question you. It's like somebody who tortures an animal.
Oh, yeah. You mean, well,
right?
we had a guy that was running the NIH that was doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. That kind of stuff. If I see people doing that, yes, I hate them. That in a moment. But.
Yeah, real quickly, Donovan Bradford says, y'all have issues and they make me smile. Well, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Our favorite, well, I can't say our favorite, but one of our favorite Canadians from Canada, because that's what I'm going to call you now. Yeah, Randall, for 7 Canadian CultureCasino cash, which is like what, $250? Anyway, best TV show. The correct answer is the Rockford Files. Love the car. Too.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good show.
That's a great show.
You know that in the Rockford Files, they had 4 or 5 different cars. One,
really?
It was a Transit, and then it was a Firebird, and it was something. Yeah, they would be different in between shows because they had a hard time getting them because it was such a popular car.
Oh, there you go. Oh, by the way, we have a great
music.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah,
that was. Great. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you beat me to it. You're 100%
was that Mark
right.
Post?
I don't know, but it was pretty amazing.
I think so. He did a whole bunch of those. Hill Street Blues, Rockford Files, all that stuff. I'll look it up real quick for you.
Well, CC might know it off the top of his head. You don't know. No, okay. Caught him on the spot.
Look at
you like 70s TV shows in America? Screw that. I was out doing something real, like learning how to play music.
Terry Rose comes in with a hard swing.
Mike Post, I was correct.
Yeah, there you go. Terry Rose comes in and says, Pete Best got drummed out. Well, yes, he did.
There it is. Hold on. I started that one just so I could do this for Terry Rose.
Thank you.
There it is.
Jeremiah Hembry dropped a member chat that wasn't starred behind the scenes. It says,
"Well, you should fire your producer."
I can't.
If I had $1 every time I wanted to do that.
Yeah, well, he works for Peanuts, so
he works for Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Okay, good.
Jeremiah Hembry has been around for 6 months, and I appreciate the support, my friend. And I love some of your insights, and I'm oftentimes confused. But anyway, House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 5. Didn't get to see it yet. When I do, I'll talk about it. I have to tell you, I am loving House of the Dragon Season 2. I think probably the first time we see the major conflict of monster dragons was breathtaking, emotionally challenging, rough.
Are you trying to say the retards?
I'm waiting to see that they don't do a Game of Thrones before I start.
It's a great
These
show.
nuts is never not a funny joke.
Oh no, I think it's great, and Official Dregs can definitely whip that out.
Come on,
Awesome.
Sanding Monkey. Come
Hey.
on, Sanding Monkey. Oh, I need some sand.
Yeah, I love Sanding Monkey. All right, who else is out there?
You can feel the love around here. I started some for you.
Can you
awesome one.
feel
I'm with you.
love
House of the
tonight?
Forgettable.
You guys
I
suck.
cannot
Yeah,
stand
we got another
this.
Canadian out there.
You know why?
he didn't make
because
it
he's
on stage
pushing
yet.
back.
Yeah. Hey, he's here.
Hey,
I'm with an awesome one on this House of the Forgettable. I have had no desire to want to see this, even though people are enjoying it, and that's good. I just don't want to see it. It's not exciting me.
Yeah, Brian McCann is genius in the chat tonight. Let's see, who else is out there that's genius? Argentum? They're just intimidated by you, comics. Man, Argentum has something for you there. She likes you.
You want to know what what I did get excited about? I found I have Ray-Bans.
Those are
And I
sunglasses.
have blue Polaroid sunglasses up, and both lenses got scratched at the same time.
Oh, that blows.
And I'm like, crap. So I'm gonna have to. I popped them out, and I buy the ones that you can replace the lenses in. So I'm
No, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Right.
So instead of paying $200, I can $50 and get replacement lenses.
You guys realize we've only been through one element of the show. We've got
Yeah.
three to
Yeah.
go, and we're
So
now
thinking about
one of
that.
my favorite Jeff
hydrogen
Foxworthy
helium?
jokes is that the cheapo sunglasses. So you can buy a $150, $200 pair of Ray-Bans, right? You lose them inside of a week. But you have a pair of cheapo sunglasses you picked up at a gas station for $5. You're out fishing, all right, and you lose them, and some guy happens to be diving at the same time and comes up. Did somebody lose a pair of cheapo sunglasses? You can never get rid of those things,
No.
right?
No.
I
when
bought
I
'em.
used to go scuba diving, I had a nasty habit of pulling those out of my dive pouch, like right after I surfaced.
Pulling those out of your what pouch?
My dive pouch. I would
Oh,
carry.
okay.
So like you have waterproof stuff, you have non-waterproof stuff. I had this non-waterproof bag. I'd come up out of the ocean and immediately be blinded by the sun. So I would quickly whip my mask off, give everybody the okay
whip it
symbol.
good.
I was good, and I'd put on these a pair of cheap old sunglasses. I had those for like 15 years. You know, they survived catamarans. They survived all kinds
Yeah.
of boats. It was just like you can't get rid of them.
But as soon as you decide those are going to be your main sunglasses, they
Then you
break in
lose 'em.
seconds.
Or,
Yes.
or you lose them. Like you
They're
know,
going.
I found a pair of one of those in like an engine
It's a weed
compartment.
pouch, yeah.
Yeah, I found a pair. You guys suck. Anyway, Mr. Stock.
What do
coming
we
up-
do?
I don't know. You click whatever you were clicking again.
Mr. Stock says Disney holding at 97.15. Yes, they are. Speaking of holding things,
Do you want to go to discussion point 2 or 3?
I do. We had a chatter and they disappeared. Sir Dirty Dog says I give Columbo a slight edge, but Rockford was great. Wow.
My mom liked Rockford.
just that's enough of that.
There it is.
That was it.
That was it.
Copyright.
Mike
All
right.
Post,
You know-
baby.
I only joined because you mentioned the Rockford Files, and Randall Orser and I share a common love of that show.
Yeah.
Starring
Whoa.
co-starring the great Stuart Margolin, who I think won an Emmy for that
Who was the
show.
guy that starred in that? I mean, it's been a
Wagner?
hot minute. Wagner, thank you.
Wagner?
James Garner.
James Gardner.
Oh
Now,
gosh, yeah.
Stuart
How did I
Margolin
do
was in
that?
it, and he coincidentally
hard
wrote
time.
some of the music
How did
for
I do
Evil
that?
Roy Slade, which is my show tomorrow.
Gardner.
Peter Carpenter?
See?
Mike
right.
Post co-composed with Peter Carpenter on that one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
What?
We're moving on, which means we get a commercial break, which means I'm going to change out of my suit.
Finally.
Yeah.
I've only made this painful for you.
Very, very painful. All right.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in a minute or so. Here we go.
Neighbors bothering you with their loud music?
You know who else in there?
Your boss or coworker harassing you?
Lately.
Wait, what? Who said that?
Maybe you have a roommate who cries in their sleep. Bully Mays here with a solution that proves every problem has a mortality rate. Introducing Shank Crate, your all-in-one monthly subscription box that can take care of those in-your-face issues. Each box contains new and unique materials for you to build your very own custom shank.
Oh my gosh.
And for your protection, the contents of each box are totally secret until you receive it. And not only does it create solutions, it also serves as a creative outlet, like an adult form of Lego.
Oh yeah. Right? That is a literal knife's edge.
Maybe you, like some of our other customers, have questions.
Can I bring it to school?
Who's ever heard of a pencil not being allowed at school?
Can you throw it in a pocket?
Absolutely.
What if you don't, have any pockets?
Your discretion. Whether you're conscientious about the Earth or just not opposed to being a good steward of the environment, each Shank Crate and its contents are made of 100% recycled materials to make sure we're environmentally friendly. And if you order now, we'll be extra sensitive to the environment and keep all the original fingerprints on the items for your convenience. All for the low cost of $19.99 a month. Call 626-831-9333 to get your Shank Crate today. If you call now and secure your monthly subscription for only $19.99, you'll get your very own alibi insurance for those slightly stickier situations. But wait again, there's even more. To be inclusive, culturally respectful, and as patriotic as possible, each monthly box is themed after a unique prison in the US of A. So call 626-831-9333 now to get your very own unique, patriotic, and environmentally friendly Shank Crate with your own personal alibi insurance.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again. Thanks for coming back. A little brief commercial break there. We had a lot going on. Hopefully, you're enjoying the show so far. We got lots more to cover, including this story right down here, which I have to tell you, I am. I'm pretty excited about. We've got Japan Expo, seeing that Ubisoft is actually being ignored. That's right. When you look at the story itself, it is, well, interesting. This comes from Grums, who's been doing wonderful work out there, and saying in the tweet itself that I just got a report from someone at Japan Expo. Ubisoft staff are asking that anyone using the seats at the Assassin's Creed Shadows booth to turn around and face their screen. Why? Well, because people were using them as benches to watch the much more popular Nintendo booth across the way. Nobody cares about Ubisoft. And that's true. Look at them. They all have their back. Most of them have their back to the Ubisoft stuff. It's incredible. It's absolutely wild.
Maybe they should stop sucking.
What a shame.
There we go.
Isn't
Just
that
don't suck anymore.
Yeah, just stop sucking. Yeah, that's all you have to do, Ubisoft. Stop sucking.
I've been sucking for a long time.
Well, and especially with things like Assassin's Creed, I would say that it got progressively worse. And what they used to do is they used to reboot it, right? They used to reboot whatever it was, add game mechanics, whatever it was, change how things were going. But look at these pictures, right? And again, this is in Japan. Japan's not particularly thrilled with Ubisoft right now because the Assassin's Creed Shadow games is a giant suck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And their booth area is empty. They're really not getting traffic. Look at all these people looking at the Nintendo stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Absolutely insane.
Well, at least they provided nice places to sit for people to watch.
No, it was awfully kind of them.
Yeah, but it's like, and I mean, really, Mark is correct. I mean, nobody cares about Ubisoft. They're like, here's an Italian that we make fun of, but he's lovable and your favorite hero. Ubisoft, here's a horrible take on Japan, and we hate everyone who doesn't agree. So look at all these people looking at the Mario stuff. Isn't that wild?
To be fair, it's more interesting at this point.
Yeah. this is getting smoked right now. This Assassin's Creed Shadows game over there.
Well, when are they going to realize?
One thing we can hope for at this point is just like with all these other insufferable game companies that basically went to bed with SBI, that they end up getting, shut down. I mean, because odds are they have a massive bomb on their hands, and yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And if it bombs, they're massively screwed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hang on, sorry. I don't know what's going on with Tom. He keeps being added and he keeps getting dropped. So I'm not
flashing
sure.
us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you for those in the chat that have let me know. But I've been trying to let Tom in, so I don't know what's happening.
Oh, he's back.
I mean, it would be bad enough if it was
There
just
he is.
DEI, but it's with Ubisoft. It's not even that. It's predatory practices for one is one thing. People are definitely not going to buy into that.
Sadly, that's the industry. It's nothing but predatory practices, and it's the birth of the microtransaction, right? That's basically what has been. I'm not going to say fueling this greed that has been rather pervasive amongst the gaming industry, but they've decided that they're going to try and monetize the shit out of everything. I mean, we're seeing the exact same thing going on right now with Dungeons and Dragons. They're trying the video game pre-sales with the new books that are coming out this year. And it used to be, the TSR was making money off the DMs. Now they want to go monetize players, and you do it through dice skins and all this other crap that some people get suckered into, and they'll go buy it. Again, stuff that you don't actually own. But it is what it is, I suppose. It's a horrible model, and what they need to do is get back to making quality products. And that's basically it.
That's the other thing too. I walked into a casino with my friend a couple of years ago, and we were remarking at the complete laziness of the design. It's like we walked in there, the whole casino, right, was slot machines, and it wasn't even old school slot machines like the analog ones where you push a physical button and pull the lever. No, they were just digital ones where you push a button over and over again. And there was like dozens of people in there wasting their life savings just pushing this digital button on a screen. There was no like actual casino excitement.
Yeah, and in fact, you can actually set it to just automatically play.
Exactly.
You don't even have to push the button.
So you got the predatory practices getting people to waste their savings, and then it's not even good. It's just copy pasta. Well,
at some point, these game studios stopped being people who loved games, making games for people who love games, and became people just trying to make product to a deadline, and then they added the woke stuff on top. So it's just abysmal now.
All of that's true. You've now combined soulless, storyless product with all of this this DEI garbage. Have you guys looked at any of these comments? It's fire.
The Dr. Armageddon one's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a constant stream. I'm like, and this is funny from Sixth World. Same energy. Please clap. Right. It's all this basically all this stuff. It's like the gamers are like, no, thanks, we're done with you a lot. So, yeah, and I mean, Japan's definitely done with them. They launched a petition. They petitioned their representatives in their government. The government's now looking into it. This is not going well for Ubisoft, right? Yorch Latorch is like reaping what it sowed. Ninja Kuma says, just take the bench. They don't need it. It's
soon the chair might be the only thing they own.
Well, and here's the thing.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's good.
Was
That's
that katana exhibited?
Exhibited.
Yeah, and the reason that's a statement, folks, is we're not going to cover it here, but they apparently are stealing assets from other people. They stole a back flag via whatever AI they used to grab art and used it in the game, which they then had to pull out, and yet it's still going to appear in one of the art books that they've already produced for the game. It's from
that's messed up.
Yeah, it's from one of the reenactment groups, right? So it's like and I think you and I have talked about this, Comix, and a few other people, but it's just, you're going to find we covered over on that gaming place, that game place. You're going to want to check out the game channel, but I'm not promoting that for this. I'm just saying that you're going to find a lot of stories like this there because we're just going to tell the truth from now on. That's the plan. Tell the truth. Tell the truth about the games. Talk about why they're good.
All you have to do at this point is just tell the truth.
Yeah, talk about. Well, I mean, you could chill and blow smoke up something's hindquarters for access. We don't do that, nor will we. You know, it's like, this is a good game for these reasons. This is what they get right. This is what they get wrong. We call balls and strikes. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't go out and Kotaku your way through things anymore. You end up out of business. Like, I don't know, Kotaku Australia, which basically shut down all their licensed stuff. So anyway, but it's this modern audience stuff that everybody's calling out here. And I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think the future of games holds? And I don't know where Tom is, so he keeps going in and out. I don't know what's happening.
He's been having issues logging in. Where do I think it's going? I mean, for a lot of these companies, out of business. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's a bunch of issues in gaming right now, and the funny thing is that this is something that the audience has been talking about. Is that, you know, the whole thing with the pricing, the price gouging, not so much price gouging, but just how they're trying to monetize everything and basically milk the consumer for what they're worth. They want to say, like, you know, the games journalists, they want to pretend like we don't point this stuff out, which we do. I mean, there's a lot of issues with the gaming industry right now. Obviously, wokeness is one facet of it. But before the wokeness invaded, it was the whole thing with studio interference, much like what we've seen with Hollywood. Matt Muscles has a great YouTube channel where he talks about how games fail. I mean, he's done stuff like talking about the whole thing with the Dead Space franchise and why that's pretty much dead at this point. Well, at least before they did the reboot. But the reason why you didn't get a Dead Space 3, there's crunch is a huge problem. Just look at Cyberpunk 2077. When that game launched, it was a fucking mess, right? And this is the problem that we're running into with the internet. I mean, back in the day when you got a CD,
right?
When you went out and bought a game and you got the CD or the disc for your PlayStation, there was no patches. That game had to be fucking perfect. And the issue right now that we're facing is the advent of the internet. Though it's made it convenient to get downloadable content and whatnot, it's made it super convenient for them to go and launch garbage. You should never have to go and install a game and get like a day one, like 10 gig patch for a fucking game.
Buy a physical copy and then 10 gigs of patch downloading on top of your physical copy, right?
Yeah, it's retarded. But that's the problem. It's that they get rushed. They release garbage. Things get it goes gold, so which means they go print, press the CDs or DVDs or whatever the fuck it is. And meanwhile, while that's going on, you have the developers frantically trying to write the day one patch to make the game work. And that's, in my opinion, one of the biggest issues right now, that and the monetization thing. And then secondary would be the wokeness, because the wokeness stuff, it's just another deep cut that we're seeing coming from the industry. It's like you're giving us a shit game. The gameplay is awful. The bugs are awful. And on top of that, the DEI stuff is ruining the narrative of the game. So it's going to put these companies out of business real fucking fast if they don't do an about face.
I would add to that bloated budgets, much like Hollywood.
Yeah.
If you look back at like the Super Nintendo era, right? Games cost way less comparatively to the big AAA budget games of now. And what you got was all these indie companies making, sometimes awful games, but there were some real gems on the SNES that you probably never heard of, right? And I think we talk about the future of gaming. Well, indie games, low budget games. I mean, like Square Enix. Square Enix has a history of bad decision making. It's not specific to DEI. I know there's been some recent talk about DEI. Maybe it's creeping into the company. They've always made bad decisions. That's why they're Square Enix, right? But I use them as an example because, like, they could have just kept making 16-bit games for decades. And it's like these things still sell. So some of the best, most well-regarded games of recent years are still 8 or 16-bit games. You don't have to pump hundreds of millions of dollars into these AAA monstrosities for people to enjoy them. You know, like as a Mega Man fan, Mega Man 9 and 10, those are just 8-bit games. Give me another 8-bit Mega Man. I'll buy that in an instant, you know.
Don't you think, CC, though, that the parallels are there with Hollywood? You know, let's make this thing bloated. We'll take years to make it, and we'll well overpay for something that's of far less quality than you would get for.
If they were actually making money, that bloated budget wouldn't matter. But that's the issue. What we're seeing is that if you make garbage and you have a big budget, you're not going to make your money back. Just take a look at anything that Disney put out last year. They didn't make a dime off of any of those movies. It was just a massive fucking sinkhole. And it's the same way with the gaming industry. It's like, look at Elden Ring. I don't know how much it costs to make that game. Wildly popular game. Very good game. I don't recall like a day one patch or anything. Maybe there was. I don't know. But I mean, overall, solid fucking game.
Ghost of Tsushima is a national treasure to a nation.
Absolutely.
So it's a completely different thing. You know, Ubisoft isn't doing the same thing. I need to address 2 super chats very quickly.
Sure.
This is very important. Matt G for 2 Culture Casino Cash says, send Tom a new link ASAP. I did, and it's still having a problem. We're going to have to get with EV Mux and figure out what the actual issue is. It
Tom's
seems
in
to be
Wisconsin. That's the problem.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think there seems to be an issue with it overall. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like Tom's going to join us tonight. I just was actually off stream on the phone with him. So we will do our level best to get him in here for next week. I did send him a fresh link and everything else completely different, and it still did not work. So I'm sorry about that. And Kaliki Okedi for 2 more Culture Casino Cash says, help Tom onto the stream, Mr. Casino. I absolutely tried. I do not know what's going on. It looks like Toxin are going to be having a conversation with the folks over at EV Mux. There should be zero reason for anybody who has a permanent link for this not to be able to connect. So we'll have to get that fixed because Tom is a valuable part of this show. So sorry, I had to address those. And let's continue on. So with Ubisoft suffering the way they are, Comix, rest of panel, where do you think they'll be 2 years from now? Are they going to have to reposition themselves?
I think they're going to be right here. Doing the Cockford Files. Yes, exactly.
Where do I think they'll be in a couple of years? Out of business.
Yep. Well, we're talking about turning things around. It takes these companies years to make these games. It takes Bethesda 10 years to make a game. They can't turn that thing around quick. There is no, we're going down the wrong path of this game, let's change direction. That would just add another 5 years. So
what was 10 years ago, right? So it's 2014 now.
Well, Fallout 4, I guess.
Right, so it's 2024 now, so it was 2014 then.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
We hadn't gone through the whole thing in 2016 with all that and everything.
Yeah.
So they were in the middle of doing concept and all that stuff, and then where did Sweet Baby Inc. come around?
Well, Sweet Baby Inc., a lot of them were ex-Ubisoft employees. I mean, that's where Kim Blair came from. She worked on
they were probably
Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were probably pushing all this stuff through at this point before they went off and made their own company.
It's a very good possibility. I wouldn't see why not.
I'm just saying, if it takes 10 years to create a game, to get to the point where they're ready to release it like they are now. So if we go back 10 years...
Well, I mean, not all games take 10 years to make, right?
No, but some of these studios take that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bethesda,
I mean, like,
some studios.
Assassin's Creed games basically get pumped out every year at this point. So it's a lot of it is that they have the base engine that's been created, right? And what they are doing at this point is taking what's existing and they're just creating the content side, which is the reason why they're able to go and turn around this shit so fast. It is because of that. Whereas,
yes,
like,
we can hear you, Tom.
Like with
well, it's still saying reload.
Well, you're here.
Oh yeah, we can hear you,
and you're on screen.
I'm on a completely different browser, but it's still telling me to reload. The only reason you could hear me is because I didn't mute on my way in.
Huh, weird.
This thing could shove it up his ass. I'm sorry, guys out there in the chat. I'm done. I can't get in here. I don't know what the fucking problem is. I can't even control anything. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here like this. This is aggravating.
Understood.
Didn't mean to disrupt the flow. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. We'll get it fixed, man. We'll get it fixed. I'm glad he stopped in. At least he was able to get in here and tell us what was going on. So I appreciate that.
It is a really good point you were making, though, because I mean, some like there's lots of franchises in gaming that do this. They're smart. It is smart. You build the foundation so that you don't have to keep rebuilding that foundation. Spending 10 years
and you
every time.
iterate and add improvements to it. I mean, that's what we've been seeing with the Assassin's Creed franchise over the last I don't know how many years it's been that they put. When was the first one out? 2007. At this point,
it's been out forever ago. I mean, it's literally
but you gotta,
scratching 2 decades almost.
You got to have that creative drive too, though, to innovate, and you have to put passion behind it. If you're just putting out Madden games, it's like, okay, we'll we'll charge you $70 for the same game year after year, and then charge you for the DLC, versus something that's really like I mean, I'm a big fan of RPGs, right? So like the Tales franchise has had its ups and downs. They do the same thing. Sometimes they pump out games every year, or the Falcom is a Japanese company that does very, very well with that concept, with ease and with the Trails games, because they have a plan, they have an idea, something that's actually going to excite the fan base of that game. But if you're just going to play it safe, if you're just going to create a copy pasta world map with junk quests and items to go and like, it's one of the things like with open world games, right? You have this big open world and there's nothing interesting about it, and there's 1,000 little doodads on the world map that you have to go, and you have, especially if you have a little bit of that OCD in you, you have to clear every single thing on the map. And 100 hours later, you realize you've just been going around hitting markers on a map, and it's been completely worthless. It's been completely empty.
Right.
And you just burn out on it.
Well, it's like Elden Ring's like fucking hardcore. They don't even have a quest log. I mean, it's like you go talk to an NPC.
It's true.
You have to go fucking figure it out on your own. I mean, they don't make it easy for you, and it's a fun game. It's a really well made game too. And there's a lot of innovation that has been put into that game, where Ubisoft, I haven't really seen, ever since Origin, since they've made everything like a standard RPG, like the innovation's gone. That was like one of the things when I was playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I was watching my wife play Valhalla. It's basically, it's like, this is the same fucking game. Just one's better.
Detail work. Just make there be something interesting in everything you do, and that can just be environmental details, things that make the world come alive, like animal life, or But if it's just run over here and click on this thing and gather this resource, and it's all still and dead, and it's
fetch quests, MMO type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other problem too, is it's oftentimes feels rather repetitive, and like it used to be like you would go off, you'd find a tower, so you'd have a fast pass location and reveal more of the fast travel. More of the area, and that was a neat mechanic, but then everybody started to use it.
Yeah, everybody started using it. It's not unique anymore.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed, developed a different combat system and all of that, and that gets frustrating. Then they added resource opportunities and things to help you build up a squad, which was new. And then
that stuff was fun. But the thing is, that Assassin's Creed used to punish you for getting caught, right? I mean, the whole point was that you're an assassin in stealth. It's like it would punish you for getting into fights with and being detected.
Well, Assassin's Creed was also basically Thief. If you ever played that game,
in a lot of ways, it kind of was like that,
and it worked really, really well. And I loved the Thief game. So when Assassin's Creed came out, I'm like, oh, this is right in my wheelhouse. But now you don't even rely on stealth. You really combat your way through.
Yeah, I love stealth games as well. I think there should be more stealth games.
Well, there just isn't a challenge. Yeah. I mean, because then it's just repetitive, button pushing, right? It's not like navigate away to a path to get to it, to get to your goal with a result. I kind of missed that. There was a way you could throw a smoke bomb, into a group of people, just absolutely walk up and obliterate somebody and then walk off and nobody was the wiser.
Well, and there's one thing too. I mean, there's different types of games. It's like, I remember back in the day, if you've ever watched the YouTube channel Zero Punctuation, Yancey would talk about, he'd review everything. And one of the games that he reviewed was a game called Rise, which is well over, like 14 years now. Fuck, maybe it's a decade. I don't remember. It's an old game. It's an old game. Graphics are fucking fantastic. The combat is pretty easy, but the it's more of a narrative game with interactive elements, right? Because there's a lot of like what you consider to be quick time events in combat, which is actually kind of cool. But it's a very simple game. It's not very complex. It's a fun game to play. But in reality, when I'm playing with that type of game is the story, not so much the gameplay itself. Whereas something like Elden Ring is about the gameplay. So it just depends on the type of game that you're playing. And another example of that when it comes to gameplay is, bringing back Mega Man again. I mean, that's all about the platforming.
Yeah.
I mean, the oversimplification of design, I've noticed that, especially in recent years. It's like it's really easy to not take risks.
Yeah.
Like, to say, okay, well, and again, I'll make an RPG reference. Elemental factors are a big RPG staple, right? It's like fire, water, air, earth, right? And these things interact with each other. And you get that with Western and Japanese RPGs. And that these elements matter. It matters that if you throw water on fire, you'll put the fire out, right? And I think that's what people praised Baldur's Gate 3 for, is that these things actually have an impact. But then there's this desire to just, oversimplify everything, make it easy, make the production easier, not to think about it, make it easy for the player base. Well, we'll sell the player base, we'll sell to a broader audience because they don't want something complicated that's going to aggravate them. So water won't do anything to fire anymore. Fire and water are just two things that are fun. You can throw this, the spell out there, but there's not actually any difference to it. It's just, it's another thing. And you keep taking these little things out. You keep taking every little, complication out for the players until there's no complication, there's no challenge.
Well, going back to what we were saying, like with the whole thing with the interaction of fire and water. I mean, Larian, who developed Original Sin, both those games are fantastic RPGs. That was a leftover from those games. Like that was a mechanic that they've had in place for a while, and it's fucking great. It's like, okay, I'm gonna throw down some water. I'm gonna throw a water balloon, and then I'm gonna hit you with lightning to do extra damage. It's like, that's brilliant.
It's fantastic, but it takes work. It takes work to make, and it takes courage to know that you're, that the players will be interested in it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the logic is behind it. This idea that they just throw together the most simplified things where none of this matters year after year, and you're gonna get more loyalty from your fan base. I mean, as like Yoshi P, because I'm a Final Fantasy fan, right? Yoshi P is the developer of Final Fantasy 14, and he did this. So I experienced it through that game. He kept simplifying and simplifying and simplifying. And then recently he made a comment and says, I kind of regret this decision. It's like when you're playing a platformer like Mega Man. It's like, if you fall in the hole, you should die, right? You shouldn't just get carried out and put back right in front of the hole. There has to be a punishment. It's like, you used to actually get punished for failing. In Final Fantasy 11, for example, if you died, you lost 10% of your entire level's worth of experience, right? If you're level 50,
Elden Ring is too hard. I can't take care of my kids and play the game at the same time.
Yeah, look, all of that is detestable baloney sausage. But let me put it in perspective, CC, because you don't even know what's on. Well, maybe you do know what's on the horizon. There is a game coming out that you basically won't die.
What's the fun in that?
I remember those old SNES Mario games. They were like the educational games where you couldn't die. Mario's Time Machine and all that stuff. It's like, okay, I get it. If you're making it for 3-year-olds and it's educational, or look, Wario Land was a great game, and that's the way to do it. If you want to make a game where you're not gonna like necessarily die per se, then it should have other elements like puzzle elements, right?
Puzzlers are games you probably shouldn't die in unless they've got a different element.
Well, yeah, puzzle game. That makes sense. But you still lose, right? I mean, there's still an element, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Of,
there should be a challenge,
a
failure, there should be a punishment for failing of some kind. You know,
you don't die in Tetris, but I mean, the game just gets increasingly harder.
Yeah. All right. Well, final thoughts, guys, because we need to shuffle on. We need to move on. We've got some super chats I need to get to.
I have one final thought for all this.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here's what I think happened with Ubisoft and Final Fantasy IV. Everybody's primed to wait for that one thing that is total BS. And when that comes out, they're done and checked out. So, no, I think they comes out, boom, this guy's going to be there. He's not really a real samurai. What is he doing there? Why is he not Japanese? Why is he not native like you've done in all the rest of them? Why are you doing this now? Blah, 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 blah. We're out.
Yeah.
Done. We're going to go to Nintendo where they're sticking with the Italian plumber.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, everybody kind of loves the Italian plumber, including me. You know, it's one of the reasons why, you know, I'm going to be pushing to play Mario Golf and Mario Kart and Mario stuff on the game channel because...
You know, in San Antonio in October, we should actually go out and play golf for real and film that.
I think we should, because it'll be a comedy of errors watching comics try to hit a ball.
Have you ever seen the Dwarf on Golf?
What are you talking about? I'm actually really good at golf culture.
Okay, well, we'll see. We're going to film it.
That's a total fucking lie.
Oh,
Toxic's not good. He's got no arms.
That's right. I'm awful at golf. And so, yeah. But
yeah,
Dwarf on Golf.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Before I went blind, I was semi-decent at it. Now it is a complete depth perception issue.
Blame your eyesight for can't. It's a game that needs eyesight. Sure, fine.
I have terrible death perception myself. I mean,
there's a whole depth perception.
Death perception. Yeah, there's a whole movie based on it. It's called I don't know, what was it? It wasn't Witness. What was the one? I see dead people.
You guys have never heard of Dwarf on Golf?
Yes, I've heard Dwarf on Golf. Yes,
yes, Dwarf on Golf. That's
you can play golf.
Dwarf on Golf, however.
Blind people do play golf.
I know.
They have people telling them.
You would. Yeah. So what you need to do is this. No. All right.
Are you suggesting I got bionic eye or something?
No.
Just play it like Happy Gilmore.
Dude.
Fine.
All right. Caddyshack. No.
I am giving the memers, if they're out there listening, more because dwarf is not a dwarf.
No.
All right. He's not a midget.
He's just comic size.
He's a comic size guy.
Yeah, fun
Bite
size.
sized.
Fun size.
He's fun size.
Yeah. Anyway.
When does the fun start then?
I don't know, but let me
there
get
it
these
is.
Hey, calm down.
What? I didn't do anything.
Let me get these. Kaliki Okedi for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, don't quote me, but I think that's incorrect. Run the inflation calculator. Be sure. Games back in the 90s were $100 a pop. Still cheaper than most games today. I never paid that much for a game.
No, I mean, back in the 90s, I mean, they were like $50.
Yeah, but he's talking about running it back.
Oh, no, I think he's right. Yeah.
Are you talking about like using an inflation calculator?
Wow.
Got it.
That's dwarf.
Or comics.
Culture. Because culture is shorter than me because we have video evidence.
With me leaning across a table.
Oh, excuses. All I hear is whining and complaining.
All right. Well, Sarah.
Oh, so you're midget. Okay, got it.
Sarah Boone's Prison Hooch for 5.
Prison Hooch
for 5. Culture Casino Cash. That's right. Ubisoft's Progression. Female Spartan, hot. Female Viking,
ugh.
And Afro Samurai. Yeah.
Get the fuck out, you suck. Is that what?
It's actually go fund yourself, Bob.
Go fund yourself, Bob. That's it.
Thank you for that, Sarah Boone. That's a winner. Thank you very much. And of course, Pickles LDG's back with another 2 Culture Casino cash saying, Tommy, try incognito mode. I think it's bigger and broader than that. I think something's actually blocking him, and we're going to reach out to our support and find out what it is. Because we miss Tom. He's a big part of a lot of things.
We need Tom.
Including this show. We got one more super chat that was not starred. So I'll find it myself. And there it is.
Yeah, find it yourself. I was helping Tom.
I know. You're a good man.
Why do you always come on? You throw me under the bus. Oh, Toxie, he's not pressing any buttons. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any hands.
Go fund yourself, Tox.
What'd you say? I
Go
don't have
fund
any
yourself.
hands.
Oh,
I can't do any of this stuff.
You just did it. I just saw.
You can thought my minute.
Okay. Anyway, John Coleman for another $2 make you holler. Culture Casino Cash says, what happened to the Prince of Persia remake? I don't know. It became
Here's what it did. Here we go. Here's what the Prince of Persia remake did. It's gone. Nope.
Yep.
Isn't that like another game where they basically took a Persian person and made them black?
I don't know, but I'm telling you,
legit. They did that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's still
They should stick with the 2D platforming style.
Yeah.
Cheaper. It's working for them.
That's right. Picasso, celebrating 8 months of membership, says, hello, everyone. Stay safe. Blessings. Well, thank you, Picasso. We appreciate you. And I appreciate the membership and member chat. 8 months. Wow. That's amazing. I think Penny went to bed. Good night, Penny. Penny. We love you. Yeah, we're having fun here tonight. I appreciate it. We are not going to make it through, but one more story. You got a little bit of show to go. Davina says, I remember the Prince of Persia game. What else happened? Tom likes turtles. Very true. And Duke Nukem. That was great. Pickles says something weird, which is GTA was better when it was 2D. All right. All right. Let's get to it. Tox, hit the button so we can do the next thing.
You want to go to 3 or 4?
I think I have 3 set up.
Okay. This Pixel Entertainment Network international streaming service presentation is brought to you by Muffs Bar. Muffs along the Riverwalk has been a popular but hard-to-find pearl in the heart of San Antonio's Forest District. So popular, in fact, our little Muffs is growing. The new home to the biggest clams in the South is located at 6969 Kawanawalea Boulevard in glistening Glaze City, Texas. Come by and let us flash you our new Muffs today. And remember, Muffs Bar, finger-licking good since 1969.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around through that break. And thank you for all the super chats, member chats, and membership gifting. I appreciate each and every one of you. You make this show go. You make it possible for us to survive, mostly me. Yeah, we love you a long time. We also have amazing things. Like this story down here. There's a huge change in streaming strategy, and it's actually instigated by the man who was trying to change everything just a couple of years ago. David Zaslav. That's right. This change is big enough. We should be paying attention. You're seeing more and more things go back to HBO. That's right. The Penguin and Dune Prophecy are going to shift back to HBO originals. Do you know why?
No idea.
They make money.
Oh, okay.
They
Makes
make
sense.
money. When you sell HBO, you sell something people know. And you know that the stuff that's going to appear on HBO is going to be quality. I imagine eventually Max will be where things go to repeat. And they want you to watch The Penguin and Dune Prophecy over on HBO and not on Max. So I think there's going to be some incentive for all of the other studios to follow their lead. And then eventually people will have one or the other because it's too expensive right now to maintain everything, and people are just done with it. And believe me, we're stuck at what seems to be about 50% of the broadcast audience still following linear and cable and satellite rather than streaming, which I don't blame them. The story itself says that Warner Brothers shifted 3 of its highest profile Max originals, Harry Potter, Lanterns, and the It prequel, Welcome to Derry, to become HBO originals. The company is now moving Penguin and Dune Prophecy over there, which I think is all the chicks of Dune, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so both shows are going to now premiere on HBO as well as launching on its Max streaming service.
Oh.
It's part of a strategy to rebrand its highest profile titles into HBO originals, giving them a linear airing on the premium cable network as well as a streaming bow. When the move was originally unveiled in June, the company said it was not sure whether The Penguin, which is set to premiere in September, and Dune Prophecy would fall under the new branding, but it's now been cleared up. So it's just that simple. Everything's been moved over there. There's nothing more to the story other than an indication that, well, streaming is about to change again. Because what they're doing now does not make sense. And it hasn't for a long time. I would suggest that is self-explanatory, right?
No, one would think, yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think the other studios are going to follow suit? Because, I mean, that was my guess.
Dude, that's a good question. I think they're going to go where the money is at this point, unless you're Disney.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I don't think there's anything else they can do. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, they're not going to make any money by dropping that stuff off.
No.
I mean, so Dune. I thought Dune and Dune 2 were good, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The first Dune movie was 90% of what I was going to be able to get from there. The second Dune film was 80% of what I was going to be able to get out of that. But they completely destroyed the narrative of the book and how the book goes by doing this North versus South narrative, making Chani be a pretentious little bitch and not the tough female warrior that she would be. I mean, women of warrior races like that, where you had to survive in very unhospitable climates, lost that entitlement for comforts and stuff, or they died. So they just showed Chani as being this entitled person that she was never in the books, was never that. She was a half-breed, right? Because she was Liet Kyne's daughter, but she was never entitled to what's going on. You can't be in that society. So the Fremen society is cutthroat because it's about survival. And the things that Paul has to go through and the things that he has to do to earn their trust and earn their respect is a part of their survival.
Mm-hmm.
And how that went from there. So you take that to where Chani's like, oh, screw you guys. I'm just going to go in the desert, do whatever I want. That never happens in the books. People still die, even if you know how to ride worms and all that other stuff. Right? That's why Paul going out and not dying, coming back was such a big deal. So...
No, I mean, a desert's a harsh environment. I mean...
yeah, all the time, all the stuff in there. So the other stuff that they could have made that into a film series that people would want to go see, but they put the message into there. They did Current Year with that crap. And the last part of that film sucked balls. And anybody that's going to be there for these films all the way through, especially when you start getting into Dune Messiah, and which it's going to be Dune 3 and coming from there, I shudder at what they're going to do with that film. But any of those things, they could have been really well done if they just dropped the whole message stuff, just like Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me, 5, 6, 7, or whatever they're on now, are doing gangbusters because they pulled the message out of it.
Or it didn't have one to begin with. I'm guessing Despicable Me didn't have a message to begin with.
No.
I'm surprised that Inside Out did not have a message of some kind. I really am.
Me
too.
How about I express something that was hinted at to me that I can't confirm, but that it was possible at one point there was a message in it and it was extracted.
What in Inside Out 2? Yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest.
Yeah. And the closest that they got to a message in Despicable Me or any of the films that are surround that franchise,
Be a Good Dad,
was no, that's good, but it was a Girl Boss.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, Be a Good Dad.
Yeah. So I mean, and outside of that, yeah, Be a Good Dad, pretty good trope. Illumination's making good stuff, and Universal's taking advantage of it. DreamWorks is getting back to making good stuff. Universal will take advantage of it. Comcast, their messaging is so subtle that it doesn't really hinder their storytelling. Disney can't do that. Disney's storytelling used to be about, we're going to give you a parable. We're going to give you this fairy tale. We're going to give you this story that has a very moral thing behind it that brings into focus the world around you and the proper path forward. And then they stopped doing that. Because there is no hero's journey. Do you know how I can prove that? I watched The Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
It's the villain's journey or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, yeah, they turn villains into anti-heroes, and that's the trope that they've been using for a little bit from there.
It's the only trope.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we've got ever since Angelina Jolie played the bad witch, right?
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we've gotten. You started to see the slide going back into that television program, Once Upon a Time.
Mm-hmm.
Which really only existed because what's her name? Jennifer Morrison, or whatever. Moved over from House to do that show.
Yes, she did. She was good in House.
Yeah, and when they started going down alternate storytale paths, they started to explore these messaging types of things before anybody was really noticing it. They did the same thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to a certain extent.
Fucking hate that show.
The diversity on that show was, if you go back and watch it retrospectively, you'll be like, oh crap, they started doing it here.
Yep.
And and then if you want to go into the comic books, the most blatant representation of that was New 52 on the DC side, where you were like, this is odd. And then you saw it in some other things that along the way with Marvel, including House of M. And as you start to go through that, you realize that the pivot point was probably, the heavy pivot point was probably 2013, because the things film-wise that started to come out started in 2015. Everybody remembers Ghostbusters.
Yep.
And everything else. So, everybody's turning back the clock to rational times. The problem is, these are oil tankers, and they're going full bore at shore, and it takes them 19 miles to stop and or turn around. So we're going to have to wait. And production cycles for video games are 4 or more years, as Brian pointed out earlier, and they cost hundreds of millions of dollars. They cost more than films. A AAA title will cost you more than a film. Well, unless you're Disney, and then it's, half a film. But,
it's a couple of episodes.
Yeah, maybe. But things when they change.
Kennedy. These aren't half the films they used
to be. Yeah, it's very good. We should make that song.
Force a female got inside of me.
But as I start...
I believe in lesbian.
Yes, thank you. No, but while that's all true, Toxin, you probably
Karaoke.
should
Yeah, CC's like, yeah,
I
that's
totally
good.
believe in lesbians. Yeah,
That's right.
Okay, somebody write
Let's
that down.
be friends.
Okay,
Let's
why I
be
can't.
friends. Let's be friends.
Okay, I have a whole alternate
I'm sure you do.
version of that song. Anyway, so gosh, let's do this.
Scissor me timbers.
I think everybody needs to understand that Hollywood is years from giving us quality things consistently. But I think that the independent market is already starting to turn it around. I'm about to go see Longlegs, which is well loved.
Please, bad robot, save us.
No, good Lord,
Because
no.
independent movies have to try and at least attempt to make money.
They need to make money, unless you're the. What was that terrible film that I got my card
The Last
for?
Jedi.
No,
Phantom Menace.
No, beginning of the year, I got my card for going to see the
Magical
American...
People of
Yes.
Melanin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Society of Magical Negroes.
Yes. That didn't even
What?
try to make money. They didn't even try to make money. They attempted to make negative money, and they succeeded.
Well,
The
I
theaters lost
think
money.
that they were expecting that white progressives and black people were going to show up, and it turns out nobody showed up.
No.
Except maybe a few white progressives.
They're chasing an audience that doesn't spend money on anything
Yeah.
like that. Anyway,
I have one last piece of bad news before we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, with another.
the rash is
wonderful
getting
commercial.
worse.
No. No. It's that according to IGN, Ubisoft has confirmed the worst game outlet right now, and that's saying something considering Bethesda's reputation. But in some Star Wars Outlaws planets, which there are only a few of, there are about 5 planets, you can cross those planets in about 4 to 5 minutes on a speeder.
Yeah,
So the
I
maps,
remember seeing that. That's dumb.
so the maps are small. On that
Or
note,
the speeders are very fast.
what's not small,
Shrinkage.
what's not small is the amazing human that has showed up to grace us with her presence. It is the very lovely Six. Good evening, dear. How are you?
Yeah, I can't get it.
You are in.
You're in. You're on stage.
You're here.
I'm not in.
Yeah, you are.
I can
we see
hear you. I can
Everyone
see you.
can see you.
How come I can't control anything? Oh, wait. Do I sound like Tom? I just
Yes.
came in to say that I
little
can't
bit,
get on the
yeah.
panel. Hashtag Evie
Oh,
sucks.
so that was
Hashtag
a
Diva.
Don't be mean to Tom. Come on. We're actually putting in a support ticket to try to get this solved with our
Oh, are
people.
ya?
Yeah. We don't know what's going on. It was a bummer because he was so frustrated and I felt so bad.
But
Yeah,
he was there.
Yes, but the problem is it kept cutting him out. So I really felt bad for my friend because he was so frustrated. That bothers me.
Yeah, he came in like you've been doing this a few times, and we could hear him,
Yeah.
but he couldn't control everything. He sent me some images, and I'm like, I've never seen that before. So
Yeah, that was
Picture of
different
a
era.
baby crying.
We're putting in we're putting in a support ticket so we can get that squared out. So
That's nice.
because
Yeah.
I may have to like delete some stuff or something. Like
yeah,
that.
we'll figure it out. But Six, did you have anything you wanted to add to any of our wonderful subjects this evening aside from your
Well, I haven't
amazing
been
presence?
listening because I've been scrolling to the beginning of time to find the link to get on here. So
Oh, well,
If only
if
I was
only
in
you
your
had a
DMs.
search. If only there was a search feature you could look through your DMs with.
you know what? I just
Bookmark it.
when was the
I
last
figured
time
it.
Tom was on here? Because I just wonder if maybe that code because I haven't used this in forever. So
Well,
maybe does it
the
expire
links that
after a
you
week?
have are not supposed to expire.
No, they're permanent.
They're
links.
supposed to be permanent. So you get a speaker link, you can come in and do all that.
Yeah.
It
but-
could
but
be that
they're-
there was a browser update because they've been doing browser updates behind the
Yes.
scenes without telling anybody that they're making these updates.
Yeah,
And
they
Microsoft's been taking over
they've been
the
trying. They've been trying to add
sound
Copilot.
and
Yeah, they've
audio.
also been trying to add Copilot to everybody's stuff.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
been.
they're-
No.
trying to put Copilot inside of what's happening with this. They're trying to record. So Windows is trying to record everything that you do and say.
Okay.
And they're saying that they're doing it as a backup. So they keep putting this
Yeah.
Copilot thing in there
That's
to do
nice of
AI
them.
transcripts and stuff behind the scenes. And when Comix and I were talking to the guys at EV Mux, they're like, yeah, we had to take some stuff out that we had in there to make it easier for configuration and stuff because Microsoft was changing almost daily.
Yeah.
In the things that they were putting in the browsers.
It's
So
kind of insane.
Hot
it really
garbage.
is. But the problem is because the browsers all use the same core nowadays, it doesn't matter unless you're using, I think, Brave, which uses its own. But like Chrome and Microsoft Edge are basically the same browser.
Yeah,
Well,
it's basically Chromium.
Edge is a giant garbage. So anyway, let's not do break down the terrible operating systems and browser thing. Let's do this. Six, did you since you weren't watching us, did you hear anything that you'd like to comment on?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Last thing I heard was gaming, because I've seriously been trying to figure out how to get in here. So.
Oh, I appreciate that, and you are always welcome. You have a
I have
link.
a crappy.
You have a link permanente.
And I also wanted to give you a hard time about the member stream you said you were going to have this weekend.
Yeah, it didn't work out. I had to create that epic Mexican Iron Man clip. Did you see it?
I did see that. Yes.
What'd you think?
I think it's confirmed that Mexican Iron Man is indeed a YouTuber.
It is. Yes, that's the and you should vote for the Mexican Iron Man as the best YouTuber ever. Right?
When are you guys going to have? Because I know you do that Oscars thing, didn't you?
Oh, the She-Hulkies, right? I think.
She-Hulkies.
Yeah, or the J-Laws. It depends. Tox, we have a new J-Law movie coming up. Are we going to do a J-Laws or a She-Hulkies?
Well, the She-Hulkies, I don't know if we'll be able to do again without all the tremendous.
The show got canceled.
Canceled, right?
Oh.
And I don't think Jessica Chow's gotten any new gigs. So.
What if you did it for YouTubers? Give awards to
She
YouTubers.
did.
Well, I think if we get J-Law's working on something, so if we get a J-Law, we can do a J-Laws. But I think you're right. I think we need to do a special awards show, Six, and we'll do it over on Comix Division's channel.
Thinking about doing Awards of Power.
Oh, let's do that.
Yes,
because Rings of Power is right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner. So that one makes honestly the most sense.
Oh, let's do it. You guys want Awards of Power out there? We'll do it over on Comix Division's show, and it will be even more refined than this.
I think what we're going to do this time, though,
production.
let's come up with categories. And we'll put people and/or things in them, and then we'll go to your YouTube channels.
Oh yeah,
and
we'll
put out some polls.
Yeah, like
there.
The streaming program that's the least likely to generate flatulence.
That would not be you.
Okay.
Yingling. The answer to that question is always Yingling.
Always Yingling. That's true.
Right.
I love Yingling.
Who's the magic beer wizard? Right?
Me.
That's you.
That's me
the
too.
beers just keep showing up.
Yeah, well,
it had nothing to do with me drinking
copious amounts of booze.
Yeah, it had absolutely nothing to do with that at all.
CC Karaoke sent a thingy. Here it is. Wait, that's not it. Hi, Argentum. 22 months of mentorship. Windows 95 is greater than Windows 98. True story.
Yes.
True story. Yeah, because I actually still have my burned-in copy with the key written on it for Chicago, which was the pre-release version of Windows 95. And if I put it in a drive and install it, it will still work. And it's I think it's
shocked.
actually I think it's unhackable because nobody's going to go back that far with tech.
Correct.
Oh, I don't know about that, buddy.
It was wide open then. We just didn't have any nefarious people going after it until a year later. So
yeah,
I think it was 5-6 years ago. There was a fire at the Charles de Gaulle Airport, and the place where it had it burned up the power supply or something for a specific computer that ran most of the ground radar.
Yep.
And the guy that was the only person they had that knew how to fix that and do all that stuff was on vacation.
Yep.
It was a Windows 3.1 box. So it
holy
went back.
Fucking shit.
Exactly. So
those are bulletproof, dude.
So it was it was a 386 Intel computer running Windows 3.1 that fed their ground control radar system's data, and without it, they were down. So they had to go get this guy off the beach or whatever.
No, I mean,
You know
part of
how-
the reason why Windows 3.1 was so rock solid is because it wasn't connected to the internet.
Correct.
Well, also like all that code was like it was like 50% machine code. Who wants to sort through that bologna sausage? I was like, come on,
That's
now.
what I used to do.
I know. Well, and me too. Oh, by the way, I was still okay. So back in the day, early on in my tech career, we still dealt with the occasional business customer who was still running that on a dial-up connection.
Oh yeah, I love dial-ups. Those 9600 baud modems.
Come on, a little better than that.
They were fun. I used to pick up the phone every time my sister tried to use the internet.
Oh, that was so mean.
It was,
You
but it
were
was
so
a lot of
mean.
fun. It never got old.
All right, well, Punk Waddle says he's up. Sign me up for the red carpet. Just no Wilton. Okay, Wilton may not be allowed anywhere near us because every time I've been on an award show with that guy, he either sets it on fire or blows it up. And I never get to finish
usually
awarding
both.
anything. Well, I didn't get to do the award. I have yet. I've been on multiple of these award shows, and I never.
And poor Tom. Tom
Seriously, fuck
stayed
that guy.
by. Oh yeah. He put you in prison.
We try. Floral's reasonable. Wilton, that's a whole
No.
other ballgame.
But Tom stayed by that MC microphone, going through those credits while the place was burning to the ground. That's dedication.
Yeah.
No, it was 3-1. 3-1-1 for work groups.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, and that's actually the clients I was helping. I had to create two different virtual. I'm not getting into it. Anyway,
Yeah, Wang says you have to recover. That's very true.
yeah, they're in trouble.
You saw it in the Acolyte shrinkage. It was awful.
Was goodness awful.
Stop it. Official Dregs, I see what you're doing in chat. You know what that's going to get you? No, I'm not going to do that. That's important.
No, official dregs is good, but Punk Waddle says I'll even share my shrimp with Tom. Yes, see, and that Wings is really stingy with the shrimp. I'm just saying.
I think official Dregs is Wilton.
I don't think so. But is official dregs is a shill for Wilton. So there's that. All right, folks, we need to tie things up in a bow, which means we have to do the segment of outro that maybe people dread.
Ooh, thunderstorms.
Nerd erotic?
Which
no.
one?
No, we have a commercial,
This?
don't we? The commercial for the bye-bye.
Bottoms up.
No, that's not
Which one is that?
Is that the cottage cheese?
No!
Is that the Beach Punk 30-second one?
Yeah, because it goes back to the dynamic scene where I can say bye-bye to everybody.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. Isn't that great? I love surfing.
I used to be okay at it.
How are your knees? I don't. I believe him. Tox was the big kahuna.
I have the big kahuna. What I like is you and I are the only ones on stage.
I know, they can't. They didn't know that.
This is great. This.
Is Alec Baldwin here? No.
What?
Not on this
No.
show.
No.
Not on this show. Although he was spared 18 months in prison.
Oh, and they dismissed that with
technicality.
prejudice.
Argentum says, I welcome cottage cheese this week after everything. Well, Tox,
Really?
that's what the audience wants.
Yep.
Oh, hell no.
All right. Well, on that... Okay. On that note,
Play
I love
it.
you guys.
No.
On that note,
Nine.
calm down. James Bond. Okay, on that note, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to this great panel. We are glad you hung out with us this evening for 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 45 seconds so far. And we hope to see you on all of our channels come tomorrow, or come what may, or just come. Anyway, Tox, roll that beautiful bean footage.
I hate this.
Denied.
I have actually clicked off the tabs so I don't have to fucking look at the portion.
Who's sacrificing a goat?
No, he's heavily sacrificing a goat too.
This is the
That's
good
ovine
stuff.
oppression for you.
He's covering the outside of his door with blood. Maybe I'll get passed over. It was all going so good until this. Where's Alec Ball?
This is what cottage cheese would do to your butt.
I could just see this. Okay. Yeah. Argentum, I have no regrets.
Fuck you! That's my name!
All right, Tox, get ready to star all the AOAOs, my friend. We are going to do it tonight.
Do what? This?
Has Tuck starred anything tonight?
No.
Not really. Well, yeah, kind of. What are you playing?
One.
You want to play which one?
The outro. It's going to automatically
That
go. Yeah, it's already going.
I'm cut.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My
That's
thoughts get
big
so bad, I'm
regret.
like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like,
Without regrets,
oh
we would
God,
have
here
nothing.
goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause
we
I
love
know
you guys.
you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back.
Hey, jump
Oh God, adrenaline
All right, here we go,
Guys,
kids.
please stop it real quick.
taste it. I know there's no
Here we go.
turning back.
Ayo,
Do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll lay it on your face to make you go take it back. I lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut
There
the
we
fuck
go.
up real bad.
You guys are awesome.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
Thank you, Kyle.
Randall's doing it in Spanish.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for an incredible Sunday night. We will be back a week from now with even more panel. Thank you all so very much. Have an incredible week. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Peace.
Argentum, before we go, we had a huge sacrifice tonight for you, buddy. All of us having to sit through watching that thing.
That's right.
No, I wasn't watching it. Like I said, I clipped off the. I went to a different tab.
Hey, by the way, good night, Brahma. See you.